Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to all you diplomats of defense and ambassadors of arms. This is the Monday SITREP, and I'm your host, CB Harris. So today we're going to talk about the age-old Cold War question, AR versus AK. And on the life or death files, it's a man who probably wishes he would have had a firearm to defend himself, but it turned out okay in the end, but it really could have turned out differently. On what's new, a new item for your Glock 42 or 43, I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so the Cold War, yes, it's over, but AR versus AK. This is kind of a, maybe not a controversial subject, but it is definitely has its sides. I have both, and I have a leaning towards which one I prefer, but I'm curious as what do you guys think. Let me go through some things. Let's talk about the AR15 first, that platform. And we're going to be talking about this in its just standard, purest, most common form. So a 5.56 millimeter or 223 and a direct impingement. I know there's a lot of other stuff out there, but we're going to be talking about the most common that you can find. So let's talk about some of the positives behind it. There are so many things available for your AR-15. For the AR platform completely, for any model that you choose. There are so many accessories available, so many upgrades available. It's crazy how much is available for it. And truly, this market didn't really explode until somebody had the forethought to say, let's put a Picatinny rail on an AR-15. Once that happened, really the sky was the limit. You can put anything, it seems like, on an AR-15. And that's definitely a good thing. There's so much available. And one of the great things about an AR-15 is that for the most part, it's very user-friendly. If you have some mechanical ability, you can do pretty much any upgrade you want to an AR-15. Drop-in trigger, no problem. You want to change out the barrel, really maybe a little bit more specialized tools, not much, and a little bit more ability, but not much. But it's still very easy to do. If you want to just swap out your whole upper receiver, you can do that. And that is another positive. It's very modular. One of the things that's great about AR-15s are their accuracy. They are extremely, extremely accurate. Even your most basic model, the cheapest model, is fairly decently accurate. It's going to be more accurate than most shooters are going to be capable of getting out of it, I guess you could say. Another positive would be how comfortable it is to shoot. It's a very light round. Really, most women, children should be able to handle shooting an AR-15 without any problems. They're also very available. I know that there was a scare for a while as far as you know, are they going to be banned? Is this going to happen, that going to happen? And it does still depend on where you live, but for the most part, it's available. Parts are available, and accessories are very available. Ammunition is also very available, and it's fairly inexpensive as well. Now, some of the negatives that I have for the AR-15. I think it's a little underpowered. Where I live, I can't use an AR-15 for hunting. It needs to be a little bit larger round for big game. Now, it works fine for varmint and for things like that. I also don't like the direct impingement necessarily. It's a little dirty. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you know, as long as you keep it lubricated, it'll run just fine and it'll have no problems. And I agree. The problem is that you have to do that. If you fail to do that, you're going to start having some problems with it. I don't know if it's maybe the tighter tolerances. It's also, in accompanying that with the direct impingement, it's a little bit dirtier, it's hotter, and you can have some reliability issues if you don't stay on top of it. Those are my thoughts on the AR-15. If you have thoughts on it, please leave it down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Now, AK47. AK47 is a very simple, it's very simply made. I think that that's a positive. Now, there's not a lot that a user can do to it. There are some things I can There are triggers that I can replace. I can replace a lot of the components, but I'm not going to be replacing upper receiver like you would with an AR-15. I'm not going to be changing the calibers on it easily. It's going to be quite an in-depth process to do that. I do think that because of the simplicity behind it, I think it is a very reliable rifle. Lubrication, yeah, you might throw something on there. You throw some bacon grease on there and it'll work just fine too. It doesn't really, I'm not saying you shouldn't lubricate your AK, but it doesn't require it nearly as often. And if you go a little while between lubrications, it'll probably be just fine. I think that reliability-wise, AK is where it's at. It's also becoming more available. Now, I know that it's not as available as the AR-15 platform, but it is becoming more and more available here in the United States. Ammunition for it, very available if you're willing to use steel-cased, aluminum-cased, something like that. Brass-cased ammo for your AK is premium. It is pretty expensive, so if you're looking for brass-cased, if you're a reloader, it's going to be a little bit more complicated to do that reloading as well. But steel-cased, you can find it all day long at a very, very good price. Now, some of the drawbacks I would say would be, again, those accessories that were available for the AR-15, less available for your AK-47. It's getting there, and they're starting to put rails and things like that on AK-47s. The problem is the dust cover is not really the most reliable spot to put optics. It's inherently, you're taking it on and off if you're doing any maintenance, so it's not the best place to put optics that you want to stay true. If you have a side mount, that's fine. You have to have a particular mount to put it on the side. It's not a universal type of thing. So I think that the lack of accessories, it's getting better, but I do think that is a drawback. It is also less accurate than an AK-47. Now, I'm not saying that it's not accurate, because it is what it is. It's an AK-47. It is made for a purpose, and it is plenty accurate for its purpose. So I do think that it's accurate enough, but it is definitely not, you're not going to win any bullseye competitions with it unless you've paid a pretty penny getting it set up that way. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on AR-15 and AK-47. If you want to know which way I'm leaning, I'm going to tell you I lean towards the AK-47. I just really like the platform a lot. I love my AR-15. I'm not going to say that, you know, I don't like it at all, but I just give the edge slightly to the AK-47. So I'm going to put a poll up here. Let me know what you guys think. AR, AK-47. I'll put a couple other choices up there in case, you know what, not everybody likes vanilla or chocolate. Some people like strawberry. So we're going to go ahead and give you another couple of choices up there to take a look at as well. Next on the Life or Death Files, a man from New York wishes he probably wishes he had a gun. However, it turned out okay in the end. Okay, so this happened in Rochester, New York, and what happened is a man came home, and there were 3 home invaders. There were 3 people in his home, and they were actually assaulting his 16-year-old daughter. He fought with them. He was shot, actually, it says lower extremity, I'm guessing a leg. So, but he was able to get the gun away from them, wrestle it away from them. Basically, he put a beat down on one of them. Says that he was incapacitated with severe head and face wounds, so I'm guessing he beat the crap out of him, is what it sounds like to me. It turned out okay. The suspect is in custody. This, I think, proves to me something, though, is it could have really turned out differently. He could have been easily killed, his daughter killed, everybody in the house, and they could have gotten away with it completely. I think that, for me, it is proof of the benefits of having a self-defense firearm. Anyway, guys, on what's new, there's a new product out, and this is available for your Glock 42 or your 43.
So, what's new?
All right, so Laser Max, you guys know who Laser Max are. You know who they are. They make lasers for your firearms. They are making a new product, and this is available for your Glock 42, 43, and it is a guide rod laser. The guide rod lasers are, I think it's a very interesting concept. I think it's a great idea because you have all these holsters already. Why now do you have to buy another holster? This pretty much alleviates that problem. It replaces your stock guide rod. It has a laser in there. And you know what? I think it is a fantastic, fantastic idea. Now this product isn't brand new. It's been available for a little while now, since December of last year, and it prices retail for $299, so just under 300 bucks. I'm sure you could find it probably in the $275 range if you look hard enough, and I'm pretty excited about it. So anyway, guys, that is the show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like and share it. It's always appreciated when you guys do that. If you want to watch more shows like this and you're not a subscriber, find that subscribe button, give it a big old click, and then come back next Monday for another Monday Sit Rep. And be sure to come back on Thursday for Thursday's training tip as well. We go through DIY projects and different training tips, whether it's tactical tips or gun tips or lubrication tips, you name it, we've got it on there. And until next time, Charlie Bravo out. Take care and be safe.